Radio Raheem with Eddie Hearn. Listen, obviously AJ's done the job tonight. The most important thing is that he got the win, a knockout, a highlight. But his attitude in the post-fight press conference after covering him these 11 years seems much more laissez-faire, a lot less of a statesman, if you will, for boxing.
I just don't think he can, like, he's been through so much. He doesn't overthink it anymore, you know? Like, what did you think about this? What did you think about the crowd? What do you think, where do you think you're at? What do you think of the Wilder fight? It's like, honestly, I don't know. Like, he just focuses on himself, his performance. He got the win. He got a devastating knockout. And I think he's not tired of being judged, but just thinks, you're going to judge me anyway, so I can't really be bothered to sit here and explain it because you're going to think what you think anyway. So I don't think he's there to justify himself or give a reason for this and that. I just think he wants to fight.
You talked about you guys locking eyes once he climbed out of the ring immediately after the... What were you thinking when you locked eyes with Joshua?
What, when he got out of the ring?
Yeah.
I knew what he was doing. He was going to see his dad and his sister, and then he decided to do a lap as well. But I wanted to make sure that Hellenius was all right. And when he knew what I was talking about and he looked back over at me, I said to carry on because otherwise I would have wanted him to get back in the ring. But Hellenius was up. His eyes were open. He was fine. I just think, I don't know, maybe a bit of frustration. I think sometimes he doesn't quite, I'm not saying gives the honesty of the relief. Do you know what I mean? But he puts a lot of pressure on himself. A lot of pressure. Like, he's moved to Dallas to try and improve himself. He lives and breathes boxing. And if you think there isn't pressure on his own performance, then he's telling porcupines as well. Do you know what I mean? I know how desperate he is to win and how desperate he is to perform. And I think sometimes that's a release of, yes, I've done it. Like, you know. And, you know, obviously the crowd getting a little bit restless after, what, 2 rounds? Like...
Yeah, 3 rounds. They were upset.
I know. So, yeah, you know, it's a lot of pressure.
And just 2 more. You and Al Heyman, or PBC, have been back and forth for years. This fight really does seem like it's on the precipice.
Yeah, it's not a PBC fight. Yeah, they're not negotiating with PBC. They're negotiating with Deontay Wilder and Shelley Finkel. So I think that, you know, the good thing about making this fight is there's no politics. The 2 individual deals will be made with Skills Challenge directly. Do you know what I mean? So it's not me doing a deal with Shelley, Shelley doing a deal with me. It's we do our deal with Saudi, they do their deal with Saudi. Job done. And hopefully it'll be easier to do this time.
Is that the unique aspect of dealing with Saudi, that they can get these kind of fights made where maybe you guys could make them yourselves?
They want control of the TV rights. Some people contractually can't do that. So it's never easy. But in this instance, perhaps that model will be more effective with Deontay Wilder and NC Joshua. We
had a conversation about Crawford. He's since called out Canelo at 158 pounds. What do you make of that challenge?
Well, obviously, Canelo Alvarez will never make 158. He'll never make 160. So not in a million years.
Not even for Crawford?
Absolutely no. It'd be impossible. Impossible for him. But it's a good story.
Well, Crawford's not said this, but let's call it 64. Can he beat Canelo?
I don't think he will ever weigh less than 168 again.
Radio Raheem with Eddie, and you love the way I say this, Hearn.